Hello, everyone. So our topic is an intelligent parallel distributed streaming framework for near real-time science sensors and high-resolution medical images. This project is funded by the NASA. This is our team. We are all working at the UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. We are from Computer Science and Data Science Department. In terms of the introduction, IPDSF is to explore the potential of stream processing with data parallelism methodologies and to provide the most effective data processing architecture. We address the challenges such as the throughput, latency, scalability, and heterogeneous data sources of streaming analytics and deep learning pipelines in science sensors and medical imaging applications. It is designed to run the streaming AI analytic tasks using data parallelism, including partitions of multiple streams of short-time sensing data and high-resolution 3D medical images and fine-grained task distribution. This is our IPDSF hardware architecture: 2 dual-core 32-core AMD CPUs, 4 NVIDIA GPU, GeoForce 2080 Ti GPUs, additional AMD CPUs. The cluster contains the Robo storage array consisting of 64 terabytes of high-speed disks, additional IBM Minsky Power 8 with 4 GPU servers, and the access to the cluster of GPU servers is maintained under the VPN firewall. So we have the internet security. We provided the VPN access security. Then we have the different connections like the user workstation, compute nodes, instrument nodes, and the Raspberry Pis for those are connected to the instruments for local data backup up to 3 years. Periodically passes data to the Access cluster database. It can send data to other offsite nodes and organizations in the future as well. We use the Kafka for data streaming, Python for data processing, TensorFlow for artificial intelligence, and Harvard for distributed deep learning training. The main contributions is data parallelism and task parallelism. We use the 2 case studies, and mainly the IPDSF application scales to process thousands of near real-time streaming science sensors and generate full-size realistic synthetic high-resolution 3D city images. In terms of the air quality index, basically the ceilometer measures the air quality, and the layer of air close to the Earth's surface is known as the planetary boundary layer. We use the IPDS to show how it scales to process thousands of cell streams or the files at the same time. Different ceilometer sites are located at the over the US by different organizations. While in terms of the high-resolution medical images, we use the IPDSF to train the CGAN model because of the thousands of COVID-19 patients computed tomography CT scans have been collected by we, and then the high-resolution CT scans have resolutions from 100 to 600 images of 512 by 512 pixels up to 1024 by 1024 pixels. So the application, the goal of this application are to generate the high resolution synthesis images from those CT scans for public usage, employing deep learning application to detect, track, and study COVID-19 infection. So it is impractical to train GANs for generating high resolution 3D scans 512 by 512 by 600 pixels using current common GPU memory of 10 GB to 32 GB. In addition, training GANs model takes several days using single node of GPUs. So we use the IPDSA for data partitioning, parallel fine-grained task, and training the GAN model in parallel distributed fault-tolerant manner. That's our overview of the IPDSF in terms of the data parallelism. If you see the equation, we have used the AI analytics task delta L, which is replicated across F number of IPDSF workers. Now, the data parallelism supports the synchronization to collect the updates generated at each worker, delta L, then applies them together to aggregate the function, the model parameter theta during the training AI analytical task in distributed parallel mode. AI analytical tasks using the partitions are time series analytics, science sensors data, or medical imaging analytics using deep learning models like LSTM, age detection, and the GAN. In terms of the validation and performance metrics, we use the system throughput latency for air quality index, that measures the number of streams or the files, or how long it takes for IPDSF to process simultaneously multiple streams. In terms of performance metrics, we use PSNR and SSIM for medical image quality. Now, in terms of the system architecture applied for sciences of applications, we have the number of centimeters connected to the number of, we have number of Raspberry Pis connected to the number of centimeter sites. And each centimeter produces backscatter profile data every after 15 seconds. It stores them, then streams the backscatter profile data files to IPDSF system every 1 to 5 minutes. We use the Apache Kafka streaming library. Then we use the number of different partitions, like almost 50, 100, 150 partitions per kilometer stream. Now, when we use the Kafka has the producers and the consumer. So producer sends data to partitions in a round robin fashion, starting at the first partition and iterating through the last in a loop. Consumer subscribes to all available streams, automatically being assigned stream partitions by Kafka infrastructure. In terms of the experiments, we measured the latency performance, the time to process the number of files versus number of consumers using a single node. This particular graph predicted speed for 18,000 files at 200 files per second. In terms of the throughput performance, we configured say to use 32 consumers and 50 partitions using a single node. So you can see here the results, the throughput increases, still the number of partitions are less than the number of consumers. The reason being all new consumers wait in ideal mode until an existing consumer unsubscribes from that partition. You can check here, when we increase the number of partitions up to 150, then throughput increases as shown in the graph. Now, in terms of the scalability performance, we use the two nodes. The number of partitions varied from 1500, 150. The performance changes significantly on two nodes. The number of CPU cores and stream partitions have less of an impact on consumer performance than the network bandwidth and the latency. Since we are running only on two brokers, we have set this replication factor to 2 to ensure 100% messages or the files are duplicated between nodes. This also provides fault tolerance. With the files being duplicated, nothing is lost if one broker goes down. That's our throughput performance on a cluster. When we are using two node cluster and the broker is running on node 1, this particular performance decreases as the number of consumer on two nodes increase. The reason is network bottleneck. When the multiple consumers on a single node connect to a broker, the bandwidth available for each is reduced. When we take a look on this particular graph where there is a two node cluster and brokers are running on node 1 and node 2, this performs much better compared to when we are running on single broker. All traffic happens between brokers on single connection, which uses a much less bandwidth because of partition replication. When evaluating the IPDSF for high resolution medical imagery, we use the 4 GPUs and compared the performance with the single GPU. Our CGAN model we trained the CGAN model for 100 epochs with batch size of 50 samples and tested model by using 4 different patients and evaluated the performance of the model using the PSNR and SSIM. We reconstructed full-size high-resolution CT scans by conducting reverse processing and then integrated the predicted cubes to an image of full-size CT scans with a resolution of 512 by 512 by Z, where Z is the count of axial slices. We can see here how the IPDSF batch training process happens as we use the Harvard for distributed training on multiple GPU servers. Harvard uses the NVIDIA Collective Communication Library and the MPI to distribute and aggregate model parameters between the workers. The novelty of 3D convolution CGAN lies in its distributed setting, where we have used our IPDSF to generate scalable, realistic, high-resolution, full-size synthetic 3D city images. That's the performance of latency and scalability of CGAN model. IPDSF reduces CGAN training time by 4x factor compared with using single node implementation. This shows the linear scaling of using our IPDSF with respect to the number of GPUs. Here you can see the time to stabilize the accuracy. It minimized the runtime to 19 hours than the GPU that took runtime of 27 hours without IPDSF Harvard. You can also see the time to stabilize the discriminator loss. The Runtime required to stabilize discriminator loss is depicted where the GPU with IPDSA forward requires minimized runtime of about 65 hours, while the GPU without IPDSA forward requires 85 hours to stabilize the discriminator loss. You can check the runtime required to stabilize the generator loss is depicted where the GPU with IPDSF forward requires a minimized runtime of over 13 hours, while the GPU without IPDSF forward requires a longer runtime of about 22 hours to stabilize the generator loss. When we can see the SIGAN architecture validation and verification comparison, it is evident by visualizing IPDSA forward with and without using IPDSA forward makes no difference in terms of generating synthetic images. But it does make a drastic difference when it comes to accelerating the training time, as mentioned earlier in our study. You can see the SIGAN evaluation matrix using with and without IPDSA forward. It shows that SIGAN model as trained using the IPDSA forward distributed framework achieves comparable performance to the baseline implementation for all 4 patients in the testing dataset. So the conclusion is that it is better. IPDSF is better in terms of the high performance and scalability, fault tolerance, and in terms of the novelty. We have one of the first application of attempting to use deep learning models to generate full-size, realistic, synthetic, high-resolution 3D city images using distributed framework. In the future work, we are going to incorporate more data from different centimeter sites and medical images. We'll use the streaming tensor decomposition to evaluate IPDSF. Thank you.